So I just received my new book. So we're going to have a box opening. Now this is delivered to the family farm, and it's been raining every day until yesterday. So first I'm going to have to open it up. This big knot here. And instead of it being in a box, it looks like it's in some kind of a package. But let's see what we got. And voila, here it is. This is my new book. Now, what had happened with this is there's a misprint. So we're going to see the misprint. See how it's not the right size? So this is part of a series. Here's volume 1. This is, you can see the cover of the book, The Further Acts of the Apostles According to ABDIAS of Babylon, Disciple of Jesus Christ. And this is meant to be a companion volume, right? It's supposed to be sitting on the shelf and they're supposed to match, but as you can see it's an inch off, right? It doesn't look right. And it's not the publisher's fault. It's entirely, it's my fault as well. But it was kind of a technical error. It's data entry. So here we go. So this is the original book, The Further Acts of the Apostles According to ABDIAS of Babylon, and this is the companion volume. Right, this is supposed to be more of a study guide, and this is based on excerpts from the original ABDIAS of Babylon. The Golden Legend is a collection of hagiographies, which are lives of saints. And was it Jacob de Voragine? He's the one that compiled these lives of saints. So when he got to the lives of the apostles, he just quoted from extensive long quotations from ABDIAS of Babylon. And the legend is that St. Jude and Simon, and Marmari and Mar-Adai, as they say it in Aramaic, they're going to the Babylonian, to the east, to Mesopotamia, to evangelize. And ABDIAS and a man called Cranton, they're the chroniclers of the Acts of the Apostles. So the idea is that Cranton wrote the exploits of Simon and Jude, and then ABDIAS of Babylon retold the story in a kind of a condensed form. And so what happened is the story of the lives of 12 apostles, the traditional accounts were attributed to ABDIAS of Babylon. And the idea is you have the 12 apostles, and you have the 72 disciples. Luke talks about the 72 disciples. And it's obvious in the scriptures. It talks about, you have Jesus and the 12 apostles, but there are other followers of Jesus, other disciples as well. But they were like the 12, but then he has 72 who were chosen specifically, not just followers of Jesus. People were chosen by him for to continue his ministry. So ABDIAS of Babylon is one of these people, and traditionally he's the account of lives of 12 apostles attributed to him. And it hasn't been translated in English entirely yet, except for the excerpts found in the Golden Legend. So that's what the first book is based on collecting the excerpts from ABDIAS of Babylon, the Golden Legend, and reassembling it into this book, so you can read the stories yourself. So this is the follow-up volume, and you can see now they match and go together as they should. And so the first book is The Further Acts of the Apostles According to ABDIAS of Babylon. The second one is The Lives of 12 Apostles According to ABDIAS of Babylon, with a study guide in it. The second volume is an improvement on the first one. I'm actually working on volume 3, and in volume 3 I'm going to include what's called Ethiopic ABDIAS, and it's basically the Ethiopian version of ABDIAS of Babylon. It's not, people call it Ethiopic ABDIAS, but it's not attributed to ABDIAS, but there's a lot of parallel. So it's like ABDIAS of Babylon is like the traditional collection, considered the official account of the lives of the 12 apostles. It's been very popular throughout church history. So Ethiopic ABDIAS, I think it's actually in their language called Gadla Hayawat, which basically means it's the further acts of the apostles, their exploits. So in the third volume, I'm going to include the traditions of the lives of 12 apostles from the Coptic and the Arabic, Coptic, and Ethiopic traditions. ABDIAS of Babylon, according to the story, it was written in Aramaic and translated into Greek and then translated into Latin. But the version we have is the Latin version. Of course, there are accounts in Aramaic and Greek and Coptic, but the Ethiopic version, so you have different lines of tradition and preservation, right? So Aramaic to Greek to Latin, that is the Latin ABDIAS of Babylon. But I guess Aramaic to Greek to Coptic to Ethiopic, that would be the Ethiopic traditions. And I think people are interested in it, and I'm going to make it more accessible in these books. So they're on Amazon. So yeah, I recommend. I think this came out very well. And I also want to mention that it's I illustrated the book, and I'm very pleased with my illustrations and how they came out. So it's got a lot of resources, and this one has like some commentary and just a lot of different information in here. And I think that a lot of people are interested in the lives of the 12 apostles and their stories. And I tried to use, the first one has a lot of King James English in it. Try to use more. There's still some King James English in this. I'm trying to be more, just make it more easier to understand and accessible to a wider audience, because I think the lives of the 12 apostles are very important. I think there's a lot of interest in it. And I think that we need to look back to the apostles for spiritual and just church renewal and revival. So why are the apostles important? Because Jesus chose them and sent them out in the world. And I think it's, it's time to get back to the essentials of the faith and what the apostles taught. So get a copy. I think it came out very well. I'm pleased with it. Some of the illustrations, I got like an illustration my father did, illustrations that I did, and some illustrations from my brother Todd. Most of the artwork's from me. So I hope you're able to get a copy of it and enjoy it. So the book's out there, so I hope you get a copy, and thank you. God bless you.